there, and welcome to Thursdays with Annette at 2 o'clock. I'm in my kitchen. Yes, I've got my apron on and I'm going to be cooking a recipe for you today. Now, last week was a fantastic show. We got lots of great comments, and it was about the snacking over winter, because you find over winter your eating changes a little, and I think it was really helpful, and I'm really glad that a lot of you watched last week's show, because I think there were some really good tips and solutions for managing over winter. Now, we had 3 lucky winners, and they won a snack Bible, a healthy snack Bible, as well as one of my 8-week weight loss journals. And the lucky winners, I have their names here, is the gorgeous Trudy Zonka, Karen Earl, and Anne Cunningham. Now, these 3 lucky ladies have got their gift in the mail, personally signed. So I will be giving away something a little bit later, so stay tuned. So now, when I'm setting my kitchen up, I always like to have my rubbish bin. I've got my soapy sink ready, and I've got all my ingredients out ready to go. So what am I cooking today, you wonder? Well, today is the shortest day of the year. So I thought, let's do a really short recipe, something that's probably only got about 7 ingredients in it, that takes a few minutes to chuck it all together, because it's a short day today. And of course, I knew what recipe straight away that would be, and it is my chicken in a hurry out of book 1. Now, if you have not made this, I'm excited for you to watch me make it today, because when you see how easy this is, you are going to make it in your top 10 favourites. So let's go through the ingredients we need first. Now, I do mention, of course, that it's out of the fabulous book 1, and this is the recipe here for you. And it's really, as I said, only a few ingredients. So we've got a barbecue chicken, which I've defleshed and cut up. You want an onion, 500 grams of frozen mixed veggies. And the ones that I've got there today, the ones I like for this, because it's got carrot, corn, peas and beans. And I think it goes really well with that. You need 1.5 cups of skim milk, 3 sachets of the cream of chicken soup, cup of soup, a little bit of dried basil, and I'm going to serve it with, because today is all about quick, I'm going to do 2-minute noodles. So we'll talk about that as we go. But first of all, the one thing that I've got to do first is chop an onion. It's kind of basically all I have to do. Like, I mean, obviously I've done the chicken ahead, because I thought you don't really need to see me doing a chicken. Now, when you think about a barbecue chicken, I think that they can really help make a really quick, easy meal for people that are on the run or that just haven't got time. Now, I often buy the barbecue chickens at the end of the day when they're selling them off cheap. And then I just deflesh it, chop it all up like this, and put it in the freezer. So that basically you've got your frozen veggies there. I have them there all the time. If you've got a frozen chicken ready to go, then all you need to do is make sure you've got an onion. Now, we all have onions in the pantry most of the time, don't we? So this is one of those recipes that if you've had some surprise visitors, or you've got no idea because you forgot to go to the shops, what am I going to cook for dinner, then this is going to be your favourite go-to. So I'm just dicing up the onion. I tend to cut it in along like this, in the strips, and then just dice. Super easy, super quick. Oop. Now, we've got the hard work done. I know, stop it. That is the hardest bit. So what we're going to do now is we need to put some boiling water on. Let me just make sure that's hot, because I'm going to actually put in here the onion and the veggies. So we don't need that anymore. Okay, so there's my onions. Now I'm going to bring that over. And I actually could only get a big bag of veggies, so I've just weighed out 500 grams. So that's the correct amount. 500 grams. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover all of this with water. That's looking great. And now we're going to turn on the fabulous convention, what do you call this, Bill? Induction cooktop. Temp, that's got heating, temp, is that right, Bill? On heating? No, we want it on temp. Just one moment, talk amongst yourselves. It's just not going on temp for me, Bill. Oh, function. Oh, there we go. Oh my gosh. Function, and let's go up. Alrighty, so now I'm going to put the lid on. Where's the lid? Where do we put the lid, Bill? In the cupboard? Oh, okay. Let's look. Sorry. Okay. So we're going to put this up as high as we can to get it to boil. And then I'm just going to move that forward. And so that's just going to boil for 5 minutes. And it's basically just really, the vegetables don't take long to cook, but you want them cooked because basically you just tuck everything in together. So now while that's cooking, this is when I would deflesh the chicken. And I like to chop it up instead of shred it for this recipe because I just think it looks nicer. But if you notice, what I've done is in the bowl here, what have I kept out? Yes, hello? It's the skin and the stuffing. Now, I know you're going to go, Annette, you're not going to throw that out because that's the best bit. Yes, I am, people. It's going in the bin, that's for sure. Because that's where all the high fat is in the chicken. I'll just put this in the sink. So when you think about a barbecue chicken, there's probably a good 80, 90 grams of fat in that barbecue chicken. But when you take the skin off and the stuffing out, it drops it to probably about 30, 35 grams of fat. So it really makes a huge difference. And I don't think you really want the skin in there. It goes a bit soggy and whatever. And certainly you don't need the stuffing in there. So while that's cooking, I've prepped up already the noodles. Now, I thought this is quick and easy. It's the 2-minute noodles. You know, I like it with rice, to be honest, but I'm all about quick today. Quick. And so this is what I've used. I'm going to use the 99% fat-free Maggi noodles. So they're a good, just quick and easy thing to have with a stir fry or as you do in this type of dish. And this is a thing that I want to make sure you throw out as well. So this is the seasoning, which is just basically lots and lots of salt. Now, if you buy the normal noodles, they're about, actually I wrote it down, what was it? 11.4 grams of fat for a packet of these noodles. Did you realise that? That 2-minute noodles have 11.4 grams of fat. Because what they do is when they make them, they actually fry the noodles. They have 935 milligrams of sodium or salt, which is coming from this little packet. So you know where I'm going to put this? In the rubbish bin. I just make the noodles, they're fine on their own. Now, what I've bought though, of course, is the 99% fat-free, and they only have 1.5 grams of fat. So instead of 11.4, 1.5, this is a slimmer's friend, absolutely. The other thing that I've noticed a lot of people ask us about is this, cuppa soups. Which ones do you get? Because in the older books, for example, they were maybe called chicken and vegetables or harvest chicken cuppa soup, something like that. Well, this is the most current one that we're using at the moment, and that's when I updated all the books, this is what we use. And it is classic cream of chicken cuppa soup. Now, it's 97% fat-free, if I remember, or 98.5. So look for that little circle on the side and you'll know you've got it right. Oh, let me turn this down. That's boiling away nicely. So you can see how hard this is. Basically, I chopped an onion up and chopped up some chicken. So now let me give this a stir and see how it's going. That's looking pretty good. Just give it another couple of minutes and we'll be right. Now, one of the things that I found about doing this chicken recipe is that I even plagiarised my own recipe. I know I'm allowed to do that. And in book 5, I've done curry in a hurry, which is using a curry mix instead of this soup mix. You use a different one. And it's phenomenal. So if you like curries, then go to book 5 and you've got curry in a hurry as well. The idea is, as I said, I want to repeat it to you, you've probably always got milk at home. You've probably always got your basil in your cupboard. You know, buy some noodles so they're sitting there if you need them. I always have the cup of soups in the cupboard as well. And so all you have to do is buy a barbecue chicken. So now what I'm going to do is I might turn this off. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tip it into, let me just move this along. I'm just going to drain it. There we go. And the trick here is I want you to keep just a little bit of the water, because sometimes the mix can be a little bit thick. So just keep, say, half a cup, and then you can throw the rest out. Alrighty. So we're ready to make it. That's how easy it is. So first of all, we're going to put in the milk. So once again, I'm liking it to be easy, so I'm using the same pot because we don't want to be spending time washing up. We want a half a teaspoon of basil. And Billy, can you grab me a whisk, please? Thank you. Here we go. Got my whisk, and just put in the 3 packets of the chicken cover soup. Now, this gets a difficulty rating in the book. It's out of 1 to 5, and can you guess what the rating is on this one? Yeah, it's a 1, just a 1. It's how easy it is. And the kids love it. You know, I think because it's just a nice tasting home-style dish, who wouldn't? All right, so I'm going to mix that together, turn this back on. I think I'm getting how to work this now. Haven't used it for a while. And just combine this together with your whisk. Now remember, it's out of book 1. It's the chicken in a hurry. And as I said, it's the shortest day of the year, so we're making a really short recipe. We've got our veggies cooked. We've got our chicken cut. We've put basil. We've put skim milk in. And, of course, all the packets of the chicken soup went in. There was 3 of these. And we're just going to wait for that to boil. And then we just chuck everything in. I mean, how good is this? Now, next week's show is going to be fantastic because I'm actually going to be in Sydney for my little granddaughter Sophia's 4th birthday. And so I'm going to make something in the kitchen. I mean, if you've been on the show before, you'll see Jenna's kitchen is phenomenal. And so I just was happy to have an excuse to cook in it. But I decided to do something that's absolutely fabulous for kids' parties. And let's be honest, the big kids love it too. And that's my cherry chocolate crackles, and that's out of book 5. So I thought, seeing it's her birthday next Thursday, why not make her a nice little afternoon tea for her birthday? So okay, so this is now, I can see, you probably can't, but it's thickening up beautifully. So now we're going to add in the vegetables. I'll turn that down. Add in the chicken. Actually, these chickens, I got it from Woolies, were very, a lot of good meat on them. I thought, I was impressed. Now, if you can see, I'll show you in a sec, but the mixture's a little bit thick. So I'm actually going to, if I can show you, you see how it's a bit thick? This is where you make a call on it and you might add a little bit more liquid, but using the stock because that's got all the veggie flavour. And if you make it up and then you serve it a few hours later, maybe keep that little bit of water as well in case you want to add more. I might just add a tiny little bit more to there. Sometimes you don't need it. Depends on how much chicken I think you get off your chicken, depending where you buy it from. So there we go. Dinner is ready and fabulous. I mean, I just boiled that for a couple of minutes just to get it all going, but we haven't got time today. So let's do the noodles. As I said, quick and easy. I mean, who doesn't want... I mean, this is so delicious, so easy, really homey. It's that home-style cooking that we all love, you know, especially wintertime, and the family wants a hearty, gorgeous meal, but the cook doesn't want to work too hard. I mean, who knew that weight loss could be so deliciously healthy? My gosh, this one has 13.3 grams of fat for a serve, and that's because we've used the barbecue chicken, and 350 calories. So now, next week's show, remember, we're going to be cooking in the kitchen, but what are you going to win today? Well, here we go. Of course, it's got to be book one, because I know that if you haven't got book one, it's the start of the series. Got some real good classics and fabulous ones. So what you do is you like, you share, and then in the comment you write, you know what to do, hashtag simply too good. Repeat it again, hashtag simply too good, and you'll go in the draw, and I'll pick 3 gorgeous people to be the lucky winners of the cookbook one. So I hope you've enjoyed the show. I'm actually going to grab this and have a little bit of a sample myself. It looks a bit fabulous. Thanks for joining me today, guys, and I look forward to seeing you next Thursday, same time, but at a different place. Take care. Bye now.